Well, welcome back to the Street Mic. If you've been following us, we've been, tackling Ugandan history, pre-independence, post-independence, and, we've been engaging ourselves back into history. Our guest is back today again. He got lots of information to give us about Uganda. He is here to take us from where we stopped last time. If I can highlight, we did the post-independence, individuals who talked so much about what happened in between that. But fast forward to the end, we were coming to where Uganda entered a crisis. This was 1966 crisis. But before that, a lot happened. The honeymoon time, we didn't discuss it all. So today we are privileged again to have our guest back. When we talk about our guest, who is that? Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Once again, I'm back on the Street Mic. Thank you, Mr. Okelo, for the great work you always do, giving people information. It's not only this, but there are a lot of information about this channel. You can go and subscribe on YouTube. Click the button, the ring bell, to get a notification every time there is something new. Always we are here. Maybe some people could be entertained, but others will also get educated through this.
Thank you so much, Ronald. Welcome back. Let's dive in straight to politics. When you say politics, it's quite big.
Yeah.
But we are talking political history. You took us through, the build-up where Uganda came from. But now, in the last episode, we talked about the crisis that Uganda entered in 1966.
Yeah.
I want you to take us from there. What happened? But you can roll back the ball,
Okay, you talked about political history. Yeah, for sure. Each and every history includes politics. Because politics is each and everything. Just like Socrates once said that man is a political animal. As long as we are talking about human beings, it is politics you talk about. So on our discussion today, we are going to actually go to what happened, because we had promised our viewers that we shall get back to the 1966 Kabaka crisis or Uganda crisis.
Yes.
But before, we have to know where it all came about, because each and every thing has a cause. People sometimes confuse the Kabaka crisis and Uganda crisis, whatever way you may call it, but we have also Kabaka crisis in 1953, when Kabaka was exiled. This very Kabaka we are going to talk about.
1953?
Yeah, he was exiled by the colonial government to England, and it was also called the Kabaka crisis. For that case, it was about he refused the East African Federation, Uganda, to be federated into East Africa.
Okay.
And the colonial government decided to exile him to England.
They didn't agree with him.
Yeah. So until 1955, when he was brought back after the Naminembe agreement. So, but this Uganda crisis, or other people call it Kabaka crisis, it was 1966 after independence.
Thanks so much. Just a moment. So, how many crises have Uganda had before this crisis we're having? You said
we are about Kabaka.
Kabaka, we had 1953.
Mengo crisis. Let me say.
Okay.
The 1953.
Yes.
Because Uganda, it was actually a country. They wanted to make it a nation. Actually, even in 1962, for them, they had even applied in the United Nations to be recognized as a country. So they didn't want to be as Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was Mengo always at the center of everything.
Continue.
Yeah. So as we saw in 1966, we haven't seen that. But in 1964, after the honeymoon, let me say, each and everything has honeymoon. There was a marriage of Kabaka Ika and Uganda People's Congress.
Yes.
That led to Kabaka Mutesa to be given a post of presidency in that agreement.
The first president?
Actually, was the first president.
Yeah.
A ceremonial president without powers or executive powers.
Wow.
1963, that is 1963.
Yes.
So in 1964, the honeymoon, like when you get married to someone, you can start seeing that
yes.
things are getting, like, are changing. So in 1964, Obote, as a prime minister, had started seeing things differently.
Okay.
And also, Mutesa was also seeing that maybe the agreement that they had signed with the UPC, they could not actually give them the demands they wanted as Mengo. So, 1964, it happened that there was a mutiny. Now, whatever we had seen before in our previous episodes, we were not talking about now the army. We had not even said about anything in the army. But now we are going to see how the army started coming in, or started coming into Uganda politics. It started in 1964 when there was a mutiny.
That's 1964.
Yeah, there was a mutiny.
So for our guest, our audience now, mutiny is a word actually, to be defined really quick.
A mutiny is like a demonstration by the army, like they show their dissatisfaction and they want their demands maybe to improve their well-being, anything like that. As long as they say they are not satisfied for their condition.
Okay.
So advocating for their rights, so that's what we call the army mutiny. So the King Rifle, as it was called by then, Queen's Rifle, led by the deputy commander. He was a junior commander, Idi Amin Dada. They revolted. They decided to demonstrate and show their dissatisfaction. They wanted to improve their well-being, demanded some things that they wanted the government and the army commander to do for them.
That was in 1964?
64.
Yeah.
And for this case, the commander-in-chief, that was William Chain, who was actually a British man.
So it's not like these days when you say the commander-in-chief, then we expect the president to be...
Yeah, actually, by then, it was not, because it was another kind of constitution. So the constitution we had could not give the powers of commander because we had a prime minister.
Yes.
So in this case, the commander refused their demands by the army that they demanded, but prime minister, I think he was a wise man, Milton Obote. For him, he had calculated very well.
Yes.
He was a good political shrewd, someone may say. He decided to call Idi Amin, and they discussed, made some agreements, and he gave in to the pressure, and actually, he even used his powers to give some, like he promoted him to another rank, Idi Amin, and the army was settled.
So Idi Amin started to build up.
We start to build Idi Amin.
He was seen in the mutiny. Now he's being promoted,
and now the army is settled. In this very actually, now, because Obote was a shrewd, as I told you, he was a shrewd man.
Yes.
He was seeing what was happening with the coalition they had made with Kabaka Eka, and also within the party, UPC.
Yes.
Things had started changing. We saw his own was a chief minister called Igwesi Binjira. He was actually a constitutional and justice minister. Within the party, he wanted to oust him.
Obote again.
Obote,
yes.
Within as a presidency, and he was.
So
he was a friend.
At this moment, Grace, as I was saying, who was a very good friend to Obote, but also a good friend to the Kabaka.
Of course, he's the one who brokered the deal between Obote and Kabaka.
Yes.
So for him, now he also wanted, power. You have to be also selfish. You want to take power. So this guy also was building something within the party.
Okay.
He contested with John Kakonge. Because Kakonge by then was the secretariat, he was the secretary general of UPC.
Yes.
he contested on that post, and he took over that post with just 2 votes. He won Kakonge with 2 votes. Then now he has gained power within the party.
Yes.
And also, Kabaka was not also sitting, because he was a president, but a president without powers. So he had seen these things, and they said, okay, maybe it was a hoax. So imagine a Kabaka without power.
No.
And yet the government is within his land in Uganda.
Yes.
So, and what Obote did was, after learning now that he has the army on his side, because they had this work they do with Idi Amin, he gave him a rank.
Yes.
And he now brought a question of the Bugangaizi and Buyaga, the 2 lost counties.
Okay.
In this...
Repeat the names of the counties.
Buyaga and Bugangaizi. These counties are in Bunyoro region. And these counties, Bunyoro lost to these counties in 1900, when they were given to Uganda as a reward for Uganda being good, like to the colonial masters. So it was a token of appreciation. So Buyaga and Bugangaizi question was actually there, always in the parliament, and they could always debate about when should we hold a referendum. So Obote decided that now we should hold a referendum on this matter.
Yeah.
And a president, being a president and at the same time a king of Uganda, did not want to lose these
2 counties,
because they were Uganda. They were given to Uganda.
Okay.
So there was also conflict of interest.
So just a quick question. This county had the Bunyoro people in them too?
The natives.
Or the natives?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So, but because Uganda was also tactical in these matters, they could also take their people there to settle within Bunyoro, within these counties.
Yes.
Even up to today, there are some Baganda who have become Bunyoro, but their origin are in Uganda. I happen to have a friend who we had. He was called Sengoba, but this guy was Sengoba is the name of Uganda from Bogo Kidan, and this guy was from Bunyoro, but he said his grandparents were from Uganda, and he was in Uganda, but he could not even speak very well Uganda.
No,
but he could speak very well Bunyoro. So these are the people that Uganda Kingdom transported there, because there was a referendum and they didn't want to lose. Yeah. So the issue of taking people to some place to vote did not start.
Did not start yesterday.
Did not start with Museveni.
Yes.
So the question of
now
Bunyoro.
Yes. So
those counties came in.
Which year is this now that we?
In 1964.
64 now.
A lot of things are happening.
A lot of things happening.
It is boiling.
Really boiling.
Within the same period.
Yes.
The parliament, DP bloc, is crossing to UPC.
Okay.
Led by the leader of opposition in parliament, Basil Bachelingaya, crossing from UPC to crossing from DP to UPC. Imagine the leading opposition now, Matthias Mpuga, crossing with NUP to NRA.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Basil Bachelingaya crossing,
carrying the team and members.
Yeah. Some people crossed, actually those from Bunyoro crossed because of the question of these 2 counties.
Yes.
They wanted Obote to hold the election, and they wanted to also please him. It's okay, do it, because we want these 2 counties back to Bunyoro. So the Bunyoro MPs who belong to DP crossed with this kind of intention.
So if I summarize quick, the 1966 crisis, it wasn't just about the top political confusion, but it was built up with the old...
a lot of causes.
A lot of causes, yes.
Yeah, by the time Obote decided to order Idi Amin to go and attack Mengo, there were reasons behind. It did not just happen today, or okay, let me go and attack them.
Okay.
There were some reasons why. So we are seeing what caused, because this is actually the turning point of Uganda politics in 1966.
Yeah.
So the counties, Obote held the election, a referendum,
Yeah.
and Uganda lost.
Yeah.
The two counties went back to Bunyoro. And actually, because according to the protocol, the president had to sign.
Yeah.
Imagine you are losing, you have to sign.
Yeah, we have the president with no power.
With no, just a ceremonial president.
Is losing some more power.
The county is influence.
Wow.
He cannot influence anything. So, and another thing, so after this election, the counties have gone. Also now, Mutesa started also building something with Grace Binjira. So he ordered his own MPs
In the parliament.
in the parliament.
Yes.
Not even in parliament. His members to start joining UPC.
Who ordered?
Mutesa. It was calculated, not like this kind of politics whereby you don't have to be seen with the opponent. No. Now it is tactical. Enter the party, do something within the party, like you can be a spy. So people are joining NUP, not as for the cause of changing, but to give information to the government. So this is how it is. Kabaka Mutesa, now they join his own MPs and members of Uganda join UPC.
Yes.
But because UPC there was something that boiling within the party. I told you about Grace Binjira.
Yes.
So these people who joined from Uganda going to UPC, they wanted to align with Grace Binjira.
Inside the party?
Inside the party.
Yeah.
Because they're now members to oust Obote as president of the party. And they also hold a vote of no confidence. So that Obote is taken away.
Wow. That was smart, yeah?
That was my
thinking in 1960s, eh?
Yeah, So also Obote was not also...
So they didn't create real enemies outside. They went inside
the party
to start building up something.
Yeah. So this is how actually Grace Binjira managed also to be the Secretary General of the UPC, defeating Kakonge because he had the support, and now he had also seen himself now growing within the party.
Yes.
So he was eyeing that topmost job, and also Kabaka Mutesa had also support with him.
Yeah.
And he was also having some support outside the country because now Kodio was also doing something.
Yeah.
And Grace Binjira was on the right side, that's capitalism.
Yeah.
And John Kakonge, who was the socialist, on the left side. So the leftist and the rightist in Uganda was also applying.
Okay.
It's not only here in here in Europe.
Yeah.
It's from right wing and left wing.
Yes.
So this is Grace Binjira even had to flew to outside the country.
Okay. So it was becoming
to get
serious.
support.
Yeah.
And then he came back. Obote was also learning from this. He was also not sitting.
So he was in the middle.
He was there seeing. So what he did in 1966, because within the parliament, every matters was played in the parliament.
Yes.
So Grace Binjira and Daudi Ocheng. Daudi Ocheng was a Kabaka Eka, the honorary Mucholi, but he was also an MP in Mitiana. But his name was originally from Lango. So
actually, yes.
Yeah, Daudi Ocheng.
Yes.
So this guy brought a matter in parliament.
That's Daudi Ocheng.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was about gold scandal.
Gold
Scandal, where Amin and Obote, they had actually went to Congo, and the Min was in Congo, did not start.
Wow. Yes.
So there was something in parliament, and Amin had actually brought gold and went to Bank of Uganda and demanded cash. Give me cash in this gold.
Yes.
And they gave him $17,000. That time, that money was a lot.
That's millions of dollars, right?
Millions. So people were asking, where? How can even a army commander be with this kind of gold, which is illegal? And also the president knows about this.
Yes, not saying anything.
They brought this matter in the parliament, and they had to discuss about it. And they learned that something is going to happen. They voted, and what Obote did was now trying to confuse, play it very well, and say maybe these people are also trying in Mengo. There are some guns, and try to find a reason to attack Mengo and suspend the constitution. Before attacking Mengo, he suspended the 1962 constitution. Yes. And he introduced what we call the pigeonhole constitution.
You talked about in the previous video.
Yeah. So a pigeonhole constitution, the place they had to pass it even before reading it.
Wow.
The MPs passed it without reading it. And then now things were boiling up. Yeah, with Amin also knowing that now these people, they are lying with the prime minister. They decided to attack Mengo.
Wow.
Mengo, they had no army to guard them, just like today, that you will find
they well protected.
The king is
so the Mengo crisis was one of the biggest crises of post-colonial.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because
we lost a lot of people. It was crazy, right?
It was crazy, and it was Idi Amin who attacked Mengo because he was the commander, and Kabaka went to exile, where he died later in 1969 after 3 years. Obote suspended all the political parties apart from UPC and all the cultural institutions, all the kingdoms. He abrogated all the monarchies. In 1967, we saw the amendment of another constitution, which we call the Republican, that led Uganda to be a Republican country, a Republic of Uganda. It started in 1967.
1967.
Yeah, with this constitution, Obote now had to plan. These Grace Vinjira were all arrested.
So Grace Vinjira ended up also in prison?
In prison.
Yeah.
Some of these ministers were, because who were conniving with him, were arrested. Then Obote declared himself as the president of Uganda.
Yes, replacing Kabaka.
Yeah. The position of prime minister had changed to now we have president, because by then it was a Westminster style of leadership. So the presidents, all the powers lied into him, and this is when we started continuing in 1968, 9. Yeah, it was actually organized in an election in 1970s. Before he was ousted in 1971.
Wow. So it took us a long way.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a little summary, but it was flowing, so I couldn't stop you. Yeah. So thank you so much, and we're gonna be continuing from there. When Obote was organizing an election, we come to 1970s and see there from what happened, and we're still building up on Uganda history. So thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting us. We're making this video in the rain, so hope that you enjoy watching. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.